This is a football podcast, man. Meat, football, good. Man, we talk football. We eat burgers.
Welcome in to Scramble Drill Podcast, the fantasy football podcast where we talk a lot about Dynasty. This one, people have asked for it. People have been looking for this episode. I am excited to tell you it is here and it is happening. This is our end of season fantasy awards show. I'll pause
Boys,
for dramatic effect here. Oh man, I'm excited. Landon Hewell and I have been, not Landon Davis, our co-host, who is not here, by the way. Creative differences, things happened off screen. Needless to say, he's not here. There were some contract negotiations. We tried to franchise tag him. He said no. He's going to hit the open market, so we'll see. Hopefully he lands on his feet, but he will not be with us for this episode.
I think ESPN is looking to replace Dan Orlovsky, so he might have found himself
R.I.P. Orlovsky.
Other employment.
R.I.P. We should go after Orlovsky.
We should.
We could get Dan O on here.
We could.
We really should tweet at him and see.
Just see what happens. He'll be like, who are you?
Who are these guys? What if he comes on and then he loves it? He's like, these dudes are awesome. This is great.
That would be an experience that I would have not had on my bingo card coming into the season. But you know what? I would be here for it.
Also, he would be able to talk circles around us, so that would be kind of embarrassing for us.
Yes.
Because we know nothing, right? And that's Dan Orlovsky.
He's just got to introduce some complicated football terminology, and we're just going to have our eyes glazed over in the corner.
Josh, I need you to clip this, post it to Twitter, and then tweet Dan O. Dan O, my man, great guy. Love Dan O. He's my dude on ESPN. I'm not going to watch First Take nearly as – I mean, to be honest, I don't watch First Take a ton, but I'm not going to watch it like at all now that Orlovsky's gone. He was my favorite dude.
I never watch it. No, I never watch it. I'll be honest.
Okay, let me say this. I didn't watch it like religiously, but like I do tune in to listen to Dan Orlovsky's takes because I actually agree with a lot of the stuff he says.
Man, that'd be wild.
That'd be great. Dan, I love you, dude. Get on this podcast. Josh, how are we doing today before we jump into this?
We are doing quite good. Very excited to go through the awards. There's a award that we have now had for 3 years running that I'm very excited to crown. I mean, I think it's the Scramble Drill Podcast Award. Like, you try and create new things that other podcasts are not doing, and we happen to have an award, and you might not even know which award I'm referring to. Because
I'm really not sure.
Random.
Please tell me when we get to it. Like, I don't remember.
I will let I'll let you know. But there's one award that's like, man, this is us. This is our award. Nobody else can have it. I'm sure nobody else has thought of it. So this is a fun show. This is a blast. It's like the My Guys show, the awards shows. These are fun.
Yeah, I love this. I'm very excited. We're not going to get in. We keep putting this off. I promise we are going to get into like news stuff, things like that very soon because rookie dynasty season is about to like kick into full effect. I think the franchise tag window just opened today. So teams can tag until March 4th and then you have another week until free agency hits and the new season resets. So there'll start to be a little bit of news creeping in. There's already one big thing that happened today that we're not going to talk about. We already said that, but I really want to talk about it. So I will contain myself and hold on a little bit longer, but that stuff is coming. Don't worry. But for now, without Landon Davis, we are going to get into the fantasy awards. Compliments of mainly Landon Hewell. He did a whole lot on here. He and I were up to like 2 a.m. Like last week, just coming up with stuff on here. So we put in some work for this. I'm very excited to share it. Let's get into the first one. Some of these will not be funny because
some of these are terrible.
some of these are not funny. Some are deserving. Like, these are legit awards. Like, we'll start with the first one. QB of the year. Can anybody argue someone other than Lamar Jackson?
No,
I
I
can't.
mean, in terms of fantasy football, I mean, I had that Mully team of mine was duct taped together
It was
by
fueled.
Lamar Jackson. It was
He
Lamar Jackson
absolutely
was the
carried.
duct tape in my lineup. He was great.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. See, like that one. That's not funny. That's a deserving award. He was the QB1 of the year, and he was awesome the entire time.
He was.
I'll
great.
give Lamar a shout out because he wasn't usual Lamar. I was legitimately concerned when they brought in Derrick Henry. I'm like, dude, if Gus Edwards is stealing goal line touchdowns from this man, Derrick Henry is going to steal them all. And Derrick Henry did lead the NFL in touchdowns. He had 16. And Lamar had like 45 still.
Yeah. No, it was one of those years where everything broke right. The offense scored a ton. There were touchdowns galore. He had more yards than he'd ever had. Darn near more touchdowns than he ever had either. It was crazy.
I think he's the first quarterback with like 4,000 passing yards and like 900 rushing or something insane like that.
I would believe it. Yeah, I mean, he's
Things that I've
scored
done
pretty
in
much
Madden,
like
but not
25
real
points a week.
life.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next award. Let's see. Running back of the year. We switched it up. We gave it to... No, we didn't. We gave it to Saquon Barkley, obviously.
We switched it up. We gave it to... No, it's
Chuba Hubbard.
Saquon. Yeah, well, honestly, no.
He was good.
Yeah, I mean,
he was
you
good.
could-
He was good.
He was
good.
He was great. No, Chuba deserves some flowers. If you have he wasn't the best, but it was like the Thomas the Train of running backs. You'd have a Chuba Hubbard award, but the best running back was clearly and obviously Saquon Barkley.
Yes, that is correct. Let's see. Wide receiver of the award, another not shocking at all because he had almost 100 points more than the next guy up. Jamar freaking Chase. Take a bow, young man, because he was I was all in on Jamar Chase. Saw this coming a mile away. Said he was going to be the wide receiver one for redraft and the wide receiver one for dynasty. Nailed it.
Jamarvelous Chase.
Nailed it.
No, he was.
Marvelous Chase.
It is getting to the point where every year we're going to have somebody do this. It's going to be a 1,600, 1,700 yard season. It's happened each of the past 3 years. It probably happens every year, and maybe I'm just, because it's these young guys like Jefferson, C, Chase, they're doing it. And so, it's spiking their dynasty value and stuff. But, man, he was so good.
I'm going to combine this next award because he won both of them easily. Well, maybe not necessarily easily, but rookie tight end of the year and tight end of the year both go to Brock Bowers. I will say I thought about potentially giving this to Trey McBride. The reason being behind that is Trey McBride only had 2 touchdowns, and he missed a game, and Brock Bowers only outscored him. I should have put the numbers in here, but he didn't outscore him by a crazy amount. He outscored him by 15 points, I think, something like that. Are you looking that up?
I'm looking it up. I want to say Brock Bowers only scored 4 touchdowns himself, but
think he had
I'm
5.
not 100% sure on that one. So I'm double checking. He had 5 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, 112. Golly, 1,200 yards as a rookie tight end, Ben.
How many PPR points did he score?
He put up 262 PPR points.
262. Trey McBride had 249.8.
It's pretty
Trey
good.
McBride himself had 1,100 yards, but Trey McBride only had 2 touchdowns. And he missed
it
a
was a
game.
meme.
So, per game, Trey McBride was actually better. But I'll
He
give it to
was.
Brock Bowers because he was a rookie. He was that special. And he was on the Raiders, so give my man some flowers.
His quarterback was a rotation of Aiden O'Connell, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew. Yep. That's crazy.
Yikes.
All right. On to the rookies. Quarterback of the year, Caleb Williams. Easily. It's Jaden Daniels. Not even
about to
close.
say,
It's Jaden Daniels.
That is no. Yeah, not close. Jaden Daniels.
I'm not even going to spend time here. It was Jaden Daniels, guys. Easily.
Yeah.
Running back of the year. Not a good running back class. But there was one shining light, and that was Mr. Bucky Irving. I can already see him. People are going to be overvaluing him because he was that good, dude, as a rookie when no one was expecting anything from him. He's a fantasy darling for sure.
Man, I remember when the combine happened, and we were like, "This guy must suck." Sure enough, he's great.
Yep.
The tape did not lie.
No. All right. Overall, one more. Rookie wide receiver of the year was really close. It was really hard to pick this one. So, because I tried to use the tiebreaker of like, well, which one did better in the playoffs? They were both awesome in the fantasy playoffs, so I just went ahead and gave it to Brian Thomas Jr. because he did finish higher overall. He delivered in the playoffs as well. Give him his flowers. He was incredible. Wide receiver 4 overall.
We have spent a lot of time gushing over Brian Thomas. Also, Malik Neighbors. I think at different points in the season, you've just had fawning sessions over both of these guys because they are now untouchable in Dynasty. It still blows my mind now that we're removed from the season that Marvin Harrison was not even in the conversation for good reason.
Wasn't
He
even
should
close.
not have been in the conversation. Was not close. But it's still wild that you have 3 guys, and he had a pretty good season, all things considered, but you had 2 other guys that were so much better that Marvin Harrison's not even in the conversation for rookie wide receiver of the year.
Insane. I gave Rookie of the Year kind of a co-Rookie of the Year. I gave it to Jaden and Brian Thomas Jr. I really couldn't pick between the two of them. But I think they both deserve it. They both really
You
deserve
could
it.
throw Brock Bowers in there, too, just because tight ends
honestly.
always suck, and he's got 1,200 yards.
Yeah. All right. The draft day heist, we also gave that one to Brock Bowers because he was going, even I had said this, and I wish I had, it's one of my biggest regrets of the season is not going harder in on it because he was going like round 10, round 11 in ADP. I'm like, I feel like he should be going a little bit higher than that. And we kind of overcorrected after Kyle Pitts when he was going like the third round, his rookie year. Like, man, that's a little low. I wish I had pushed that narrative harder before the season because, yeah, he was a steal on draft day. He won leagues.
He really did. Man, I won
And
a
then
few
another
best ball
man.
leagues just because I took him.
Another man, and I won a redraft championship because of him, and I almost put Brian Thomas Jr. as a draft day heist too. Because of him, Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, and the waiver wire wonder of Bucky Irving. All of them, fantastic. But Bucky didn't even get drafted. Nobody thought Bucky was any good. So, Bucky, take a bow. You earned it, my guy.
Snaps all around.
Just insane. Okay. Let's see. What award do we want to go through next? Let's go with a negative award. Let's go with posture
I love
check.
these.
Posture check
right,
is definitely going to be C.J. Stroud.
Well, explain the posture check.
Posture
What
check is because he's slumping. He slouched over. He slumped.
Love that.
Sophomore slump,
he
C.J. Stroud.
he slumped so hard he got his offensive coordinator fired.
That man was a head coaching candidate after his rookie season. They're like, holy crap, this guy's incredible. Nope, get out. Out.
It's crazy because he still got a head coaching interview after he got fired by the Texans.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wild.
That's
I think
insane.
that's the first time I have heard about a coordinator get fired and still get an interview for a head coaching gig in the same coaching cycle. It's crazy.
All right, let's go the roster buster. This is the player whose injury devastated your fantasy team the most. Easily Christian McCaffrey. Easily.
Could it have been anyone else?
No, because Christian McCaffrey went 101.
He was the 101 and you got nothing.
Nothing.
Well, you got 2 weeks? 2 not
Something
good
like
weeks
that.
out of him?
Something like that late into the season. I mean late.
It was on par, and I know you'll appreciate this, with the David Johnson 101 year, with the Le'Veon Bell 101
Only
year.
time I've ever come in last place in a fantasy league was the David Johnson year that he played in the first game, injured his thumb like a coward, and missed the entire season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Screw
on
you,
par with
David
that.
Johnson. We weren't expecting David Johnson to be brought up today, were you?
You were not. You had to pull that one out of
No.
the archives. Whoa.
Nope. That's a big one. All right. The mold breaker. There were a few of those this year. And when I say mold breaker, to explain this one, it's kind of guys who are doing, basically, they're doing things they shouldn't be doing at ages they shouldn't be doing. So it'll make sense when I
Okay.
start naming names. Derrick Henry.
Like Deshaun Watson, Justin Tucker.
We will get to Deshaun Watson later. Believe that. Derrick Henry.
No, carry on. Okay.
Aaron Jones,
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Terry McLaurin, who we will also get to later, Cortland Sutton, and Devontae Adams. These guys are all in their 30s. Except Alvin Kamara. He's 29. They're all
Is Terry
RB.
McLaurin in
Actually,
his
and Joe-
30s?
I think he is 30. He's like just turned 30.
Holy
So he played the season at 29. But these are older guys, and they were all incredible. Specifically the running backs. The older running back had a resurgence this season. And I'm here for it. I'm really here for it.
No, they were great, and they also led because there's been this narrative for years now that you bail on running backs at 27 years old, and I feel like that narrative has somewhat gone away in general, just because. Like, I don't think there are any hard and fast rules for running backs anymore. I think you just go position by position, or person by person, player by player. You look at what's their contract like, what's the team investment, and like the age thing just doesn't matter. I don't think guys just break down anymore the way they used to. And so when the Ravens go and get Derrick Henry, okay, great. When the Minnesota Vikings go grab Aaron Jones, the Texans go grab Joe Mixon, and they have like this team investment. It's like, oh, okay, they're going to be good. Not to mention Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, and I can kind of attribute a little bit of it, too, to the strength of the draft classes a little bit. Because we look back in, like, 2017 was, obviously, that's been the crowning jewel of fantasy for the past 2 decades, is, like, that draft class for running backs was unreal.
Yeah.
And since then, like, I mean, you've had good classes, don't get me wrong. Like, you had the year Jonathan Taylor was in. You had, Bijan and Gibbs a couple years ago. You had Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker a few years ago. But that's never more than like 2 running backs a class are hitting right now.
Yeah.
I mean, even last year, we like the 2 we were expecting to be good weren't. It was Bucky Irving off waivers who was good. So you haven't really had a dominant draft class in a few years. So I feel like that contributes to it a little bit too, to where like we're not getting any elite talent in. Like there's 1 or 2, if we're lucky, a season, but only one team can get those guys. So we got to pay the older guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the Mold Breaker Award, congratulations, guys. I know you guys are going to hang this, on the wall up there with your touchdowns you scored in the playoffs and things like that. It's going to be special.
Your Alvin Kamara with his 5 touchdown banner on, what was that, on Thanksgiving?
Yep. And now he's got a Mold Breaker Award. Congratulations,
There
Alvin.
you go.
All right, the Squeaky Wheel Award. There's always one. This year there's a dominant award for Deontay Johnson.
He must be the worst.
He was having an incredible season in Carolina, and they said,
He was.
Get out.
That's the crazy thing, is he was having a very good year for the Panthers, and then they shipped him out of town, and he couldn't get on the field. Or he wouldn't go on the field. That was the crazy thing. They'd be like, go play, and he said, no.
No, I'm not going to do that.
He
For the
must be
Ravens, too,
worst.
like, they were like one of the best teams in the league. What are you doing?
Yeah. They said, we need you to suit up. He said, I don't think so.
Whatever. All right. Back to more of a real life. The first round flop award, there's two guys that stand out here. Brees Hall and Tyreek Hill. Both went in the first round. Both hurt you big time. You could give it to McCaffrey, but like he basically missed the whole season with an injury. Like he already got his award. He's the roster buster. He's a league loser this year. He loses.
So we're talking about
leagues.
players that played and sucked.
Players that played and even not necessarily even sucked, but they were just disappointing.
Yeah.
Like Brees Hall, a lot of people were expecting him to be the RB1 overall. Tyreek Hill, I mean, coming off an incredible year, could be the one, like the wide receiver 1 overall. And they weren't even close.
Yeah, no, they were bad. I was hanging my hat on Brees Hall in a lot of ways this year, and he was terrible. I didn't have Tyreek Hill anywhere, but I'm sure people who had Tyreek Hill were very disappointed.
Yeah, it stings. The Benedict Arnold Award as a traitor goes to Cooper Kupp.
I can appreciate
completely being gone in the second half of the season.
This is great because Benedict Arnold was so awesome at the beginning of the war, does great, wipes the British, like just crushes them at a couple major battles, and then he decides he wants more money. And the United States is like, we're broke. He's like, I happen to know somebody who's got some money. They wear red coats. Became a traitor. Cooper Kupp, I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if it was a money thing, but beginning of the year, awesome.
He must have stopped showing up at 6 a.m. breakfast with Matthew Stafford.
I don't know. But he really did. He pulled an old bait and switch. I don't know if it was an old money thing or what, but he said, I need more or something. And then sucked.
Yeah, that was terrible. All right, this award, I don't necessarily agree with it because I do agree with the player who won it in real life. But this one, and excuse the language in it slightly. We're not a huge profanity podcast, but we'll let this one slide because I thought it was funny. Landon Hewell made this one. It's the here, bro, damn. MVP award goes to Josh Allen.
Brother, we're tired of you not winning any awards and being so good. Here's an MVP.
Yes. Congratulations, Josh. I'm sure you'll hang this one up next to your real MVP and your engagement photos to Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have, next to the actual trophy, our little plastic trophy that we're going to mail him, the Here Bro Damn MVP award.
That's a good one. I like that one a lot. All right, let's see. Where do I want to go next here? There's a lot of good ones on here. We got a lot of these to go through, by the way. The quarterback by committee has to go to the Tennessee Titans. Thought about giving this one to the Raiders. It was Mason Rudolph, Will Levis. I can't think of others, but it was just like at the end of the season was a constant rotation. It's like, Will Levis is terrible. Let's put Mason Rudolph in. Oh, gosh, Mason Rudolph is even worse. Let's put Will back in. Will has a meme moment. All right, we'll go back to Mason Rudolph.
Brian Callahan was like, you've got to be kidding me. Pictures of him on the sideline were almost more entertaining than Will Levis moments.
And now he's got the first overall pick, and he still can't solve his quarterback situation.
Yeah, no, they're screwed. They need to trade back.
Who are the most unexpected top 5 finishers? This one's got to go to Baker Mayfield. Did anybody see this coming?
Nobody.
I didn't. Nobody saw this coming.
Not a soul.
That's incredible.
I saw a video today or yesterday where it was some media member ranking quarterbacks, and it was like the head-to-head where they're like, which one he one of these two guys? And they were going through the list, and he had Jalen Hurts and Baker Mayfield up right next to each other, and this is for real life, not for fantasy football. And he picked Baker Mayfield over Jalen Hurts. And I feel like after the Super Bowl, that was a contrarian opinion. But I guess Baker Mayfield has won people over. I don't know. I mean, his numbers have been great, and they're good enough to make it to the playoffs every year. But apparently people love Baker Mayfield. I mean, I feel like he's fun.
He's a great story.
Great. It's a good story.
I mean, horrible situation, horrible situation, horrible situation. Finally lands in Tampa and takes what I don't believe Tampa's that good, but I mean he's been awesome.
No,
And he's been gone through
fantastic.
like one or two offensive coordinators at this point, and it's not seeming to matter. So, but I mean, really, Cleveland to back
To
up for the Rams,
Carolina.
but Stafford had won a Super Bowl at that point. So, like, no, he wasn't going to start over Stafford. To Carolina,
Right.
two of the worst run teams in football. To now he's at Tampa. So
No, he's made the best of it. That's for sure.
yeah, so congrats to Baker Mayfield. The Medical Marvel Award, it used to go to like Cam Akers for coming back from two Achilles. Now it's going to go to Jonathan Brooks.
Because it's
Or-
medically impossible to happen. What happened to him?
Come back from the
Tears-
torn ACL. First game back. Snap.
Immediately tore his ACL again.
Immediately gone again.
Oh, you know what's?
Congratulations.
I mean, it was so
in a
funny
lost
that,
in a lost season, you get something, Jonathan. Here you go.
Oh, and it was so funny because everybody was so excited about him at the beginning of the year, and then Chuba Hubbard is amazing, and Jonathan Brooks comes back, and all the Chuba Hubbard fans are like, "Oh no!" And then he immediately gets hurt, and everybody's like, "Whew, dodged a bullet." And it's because that guy tore his ACL again.
Well, Jonathan Brooks managers sure didn't, but especially the guy that on this podcast we may or may not mention, he might have taken Jonathan Brooks over Lad McConkey.
oh no, oh no,
Whoops.
oh no.
I needed a running back, okay?
Hey, the process was fine. He was my number one running back in the class. Apparently, that didn't mean much, but he was.
No, it did not. Okay. Moving on now. Let's go to... This is a classic one. Is this the award you're talking about? Our weenie of the
I don't
year?
know. No, this is not the award, but this is a great one.
This
I
is,
do
this
love.
is a good one.
I do love
This
a
is
good
a
weenie of the
long-standing award. I don't remember who won it last year, but I have a strong feeling it was this player. It's got to be Kyle Pitts. He's got to have won this
Kyle
like
Pitts.
3 years in a row.
It's been Kyle Pitts for 3 years straight.
He has done nothing to change this standing. Kyle, congratulations. 3-time weenie of the year.
He's done something the Chiefs could not do. He three-peated.
Kyle Pitts is three-peated. Bet you weren't expecting that one, Chiefs. Just when you think it can't get worse for the Chiefs fans.
Kyle
Pitts three-peated.
Pitts did something. Anytime there's anything at all that Kyle Pitts did that Patrick Mahomes did not, something weird Twilight Zone is happening.
Yeah.
Just happens to be the Weenie of the Year award.
Yeah. I like it. Shall we get into some of our own bad decisions?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll get into my darling of the year. Was not even close. It was Jamar Chase. That wasn't a bad decision. Nailed that.
No, that was what you were supposed to do, and you did it.
Josh, shall you tell us your darling of the year?
Well, my darling of the year also happens to be my terrible trash take of the year. And
well, it's sort of different.
yeah,
It's,
it
it's
was
the same
Anthony
player,
Richardson. Yeah,
but
it was
what was
Anthony
the trash
Richardson from
take?
the jump. The trash take was that I had Anthony Richardson over Joe Burrow in Dynasty at the beginning of the year.
That's not a good look, Josh.
No, not great.
That one doesn't look good.
No, it was not good. It was not good at all. He was fool's gold, man. He got a lot of us.
I mean, to be fair, I was high on him, but I definitely didn't have him over Joe Burrow.
No. And at the beginning of the year, when you're like, who am I going to go in on this year? It can be at the end of the year when you're like, oh, that was my called shot. I mean, it was Devon Achane was my darling. Not this past year, but the year before. Turned out
Got
great.
that one right.
Got that one right. And but we can't have them all. We can't win them all.
No, that one was tough. My trash take of the year was, hold on, give Kyle Pitts one more shot.
He could have three-peated with that
I wasn't
take.
saying that he was necessarily like draft him high, but I'm like, don't sell him high. Give him one chance here to see with Kirk Cousins. Nope, I missed that. You should have sold him. You should have sold him the second Kirk Cousins signed there.
I sold him 2 years ago now, which he had taken a huge value hit at that point, and it was still like probably top dollar when I sold him 2 years ago. Outside of when he was like coming out in rookie drafts, that was his highest value ever. And 2 years ago, after the rookie year, I don't even remember what I got for him. I remember I got a lot, but anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Either way, not a good look. I'm sorry to anyone who held Kyle Pitts. Who was the biggest fantasy riser? We got 3 guys won this award. Jaden Daniels. Not that he wasn't necessarily low, but he just went from a third-round rookie pick or a third-round startup pick to a first-round startup pick and a high first-round startup pick, like 101, 103 startup pick.
People are going to be taking him in Dynasty startup drafts.
In keep trade cut, he's the QB1 in Dynasty. Don't
see. I still think people will take Josh Allen or Lamar, but in my mind, he's third.
Oh, I definitely think he's third.
And honestly, I don't even hate you if you take him 101. That's not crazy to me.
I wouldn't blame you.
It's just it's a little bit more risky.
It's tough to unseat those top 2 guys, though.
It is tough.
Brian Thomas Jr. also is a co-winner of this award because for whatever people weren't necessarily super high on him, I don't think, but boy, they are now.
It was the Malik Neighbors effect. It was Brian Thomas did not dominate in college. Malik Neighbors is the truth. We don't know how good he actually is. So he's still a first-round pick. Still showed out, was an amazing prospect, but he gets into the league and everybody goes, oh, wow, okay. I did not people were not familiar with his game.
And Jackson Smith and Jigba is the other third winner of this award.
This is the real riser.
People had written him off.
This is the true riser. He was, I think, a 7th-round startup pick, give or take a little bit. And he's probably now 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah, probably 3rd round is where I would assume he goes. But I don't hate it. He's that good.
Yeah. Oof. Big riser.
Who is the financial fraudster of the season?
These
man
are
who
good.
got the bag and then disappeared is either Brandon Ayuk or Kirk Cousins.
I think Kirk Cousins has to take the cake here.
Yeah,
That man
Ayuk
got
did
paid
get hurt.
so much
Ayuk
money.
did get hurt, but he wasn't good before he got hurt.
Yeah, Kirk got benched.
Yeah, that's hard to come back from that.
That's tough. And what's crazy is he's probably going to be a bridge quarterback for somebody for the next couple of years, and he's still going to get his money. He's going to go start for somebody next year.
Kirk is the greatest agent of all time. Not even close.
That man has, I don't know how much money he has made in the NFL, but it's north of $250 million. Has to be. You're probably in the $350 million range, and he's been the 12th best quarterback in the league at best.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Great job, Kirk. All right, I got 3 straight 49ers for you. These might be my favorite awards of the whole night. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The title of this award is Source, Trust me, bro. Goes to Kyle Shanahan.
On
For
injuries.
lying about all the team injuries.
Oh,
The next one is titled Source, Community Notes. That goes to Deebo Samuel. And the final award goes to Jordan Mason as the Vegas Plant Award.
yeah, nobody knew he existed.
That one has to go somewhat to Kyle Shanahan for after the bye week saying Jordan Mason is a full go and then giving him 1 carry
Yeah.
and taking him out of the game.
Yeah.
Ruining everyone's parlay.
I remember that one. I think I I think I played him that week too.
I think you played him
I
that
was-
week, and as soon as he left the game, I without hesitation texted you. He is a Vegas plant. Vegas put
Yeah.
him here to make millions of dollars. Because I want to say whatever the matchup was, it was like a smash matchup. Like it was a
Yes.
cupcake, juicy matchup.
And then Isaiah
has, like,
Garendo
2
comes
yards.
in and has like 26 points or whatever it was. It was dumb. It was so
Insane.
frustrating.
Insane. So congratulations to the 49ers. It was a rough season, but you did have some players win some awards on this show.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
night
this show
for the
is-
49ers.
This show is not this show without a couple 49ers awards, let's be honest.
No, it's not. The Ruined Proposal Award has to easily go to Travis Kelce. You can't
Yeah, he
propose
was-
to Taylor among all of the green and white confetti.
Yeah. He was going to do it, wasn't he? I don't
We
know
can
if
never
he was
say
gonna
for sure, but
do it. It would have
would
been a
have
great
been
time.
a good moment. It would have. There were Vegas betting odds on it. That
People had that
might
in
be
their
another
parlays.
Vegas betting odd plant too. That might be another
Yes.
Vegas plant. They're like, is Travis going to propose? And then the Chiefs get shellacked by the Eagles.
I saw the tickets where it was like, anytime TDs for 3 or 4 different players, and then at the bottom is Travis Kelce going to propose. Odds on that were not bad by the time the game started.
No. All right. The most inept front office. We're gonna send this award to 2 different offices. We're gonna give it to the Jets and the Giants. We can send it on one UPS truck because they'll be pretty close to each other.
Right. Just cross town. I don't even know who you give this to. I feel like the Giants because you
It's a
let
co-award.
Saquon Barkley go. It is a co-award. I don't know. The Jets were terrible. And then you had the whole story about the owner's kids were making roster decisions based on their Madden ratings. That was awesome.
And then you got the Giants kid saying, "Hey, draft Jaden Daniels."
Yes.
like, nah.
And I would have been brilliant.
And
if they
Malik
would've
Neighbors
traded
wasn't
up.
a miss. Malik was
Oh,
not
no.
a miss.
No, he was great. But you let Saquon Barkley go to
And
the
then you
Eagles.
missed out on a generational quarterback.
That sucks.
All right. I like this one. This is the Exciting Whites Award.
Yeah,
This is
good.
a good one. I'm going to give it to 3 players. DeGene Cooper, formerly Cooper DeGene. Lad McConkey, and Brock Bowers,
I love it. DeGene Cooper.
formerly Cooper
All-timer.
DeGene.
Lad McConkey. Man, I think he needs to be. They had Keegan-Michael Key on, I want to say it was Rich Eisen, and they had him do the names. They had him read names as the Key and Peele skit, and he said, Ladidi McConkey. Amazing.
Ladidi McConkey. And Brock Conkey Bowers. Congratulations. You gentlemen are the Exciting Whites of 2024.
Oh, man.
Can't wait to see more. The Thanos level villain. We had this one last year too. It always goes to either an offensive coordinator or a coach. This one is Shane Waldron.
There's one every
could
year.
they have fumbled this bag anymore?
Ooh.
We're going to
There's-
take
I mean,
one of the best quarterback prospects, Caleb Williams, at first overall pick. We're going to bring in an explosive running back in DeAndre Swift. Then at the 9th pick, we're going to take the 3rd best receiver in the class. And you already have DJ Moore. And we're going to bring in Keenan Allen.
And to call the shots, we're going to bring in a failed offensive coordinator from Seattle, Mr. Shane Waldron, to do it, which just was, mega mind level brainiac powers.
Y'all couldn't have been
I
more
hate-
excited to see him out the door.
Oh my God. He was the worst. And I was so shocked that he got a job. I was like, this guy's not good. But apparently, Matt Eberflus was like, my job's on the line. We got to bring somebody in. That was crazy to me.
And they both lost their job. Congratulations, guys. All right.
He
A
really
face
was
for
the worst.
radio, or to explain this award, is a player whose NFL career ends with this season and is destined to be in the media booth very soon. None of these guys are technically there. This could be more of a suggestion award. Guys get out and make some money this way. Travis Kelce, Jameis Winston, and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron
I'm gonna
needs
tell
to
you right
be
now.
a permanent Pat McAfee stay. Just leave him there.
I mean, you won't see him ever when he retires. I will tell you this, though. If Jameis Winston ever had a 3-hour-a-day radio show on ESPN, it would be the most watched.
That's much.
It would be
must-see
incredible.
TV. That's much
That would
watched
be
television.
Incredible. That man is just a walking viral video clip everywhere he goes. He's incredible.
And then Travis Kelce, it's time to hang it up, man. Get on TV, commentate, do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, he'll do whatever he wants. That man will. They're crushing the podcasting game. He'll do whatever he wants.
This next award is comes with a musical number. My chains are gone. My chains are gone. I've been set free. My God, my Savior has rescued me. And that's going to go to Jackson Smith and Jigba for being free from the clutches of Shane Waldron's ineptitude.
Yes. He left, and instantly everybody's like, oh, wait, this first-round receiver that we drafted, actually, he's pretty good.
Yes, what happens when we don't throw him screen passes twice a game? Oh,
You know, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Talented players are talented.
I'm so happy for Jackson Smith and Jigba. All right, Mr. Dependable, David Montgomery. David Montgomery. When he's healthy, brother didn't miss. Did he ever explode? No. But if you need a player to go out there and get you 13 points, David Montgomery is your guy. He's going to score a touchdown on the opening drive every time.
Every single week. That Mully team, the duct tape might have been Lamar Jackson, but the super glue was David Montgomery. Those two were just keeping me rolling, keeping me humming along, kept me in it. Gave me false hope, but kept me in it.
Love that guy. Love David Montgomery.
He's fantastic.
He is my
He can't
Bucky
do anything
Irving.
wrong.
Love that guy.
He's great. You will never hear a mean word about David Montgomery on this podcast.
No. The boomer bust baller is Jameson Williams.
I mean, for obvious reasons. He's either
When
an
he hit,
80-yard touchdown or he hit in a big way, or he was 3 for 40.
Yeah. The robbed promise. This one hits me very close to home. It's a player we were excited to see through the season, and he was taken from us too soon. Mr. Chris Godwin. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Heal up, brother. You were an absolute champion this year. I really hope you come back and do your thing in 2025.
Gone too soon.
He gone way too soon. All right, The Vanishing Act. The Last
Here we go.
Airbender. The dad who went out for some milk. The guy who completely disappeared when the fantasy managers needed him the most. Travis Etienne. What happened, brother?
He went out for some milk.
And he didn't come back.
That was the award.
Actually, he did come back. He came back with a friend called Tank Bigsby.
He was.
This
so
is your
bad.
new daddy now.
Oh, he was so bad. Oh, he sucked so bad. I had Christian McCaffrey and Travis Etienne. First round bust, third round bust. Yikes.
All right. We're coming near the end here. So we'll run through a few more awards and then hopefully finish this very strong. The most surprising QB1 is either Bo Nix or Sam Darnold.
It's got to be Sam.
I'm
Darnold.
going to say Sam Darnold. No one expected anything from this guy.
No, we thought he would not play the full season.
No. I mean, we thought he would, after McCarthy's injury, we thought he would stay the full season. But I for sure didn't think there would be a QB controversy going into the offseason. No shot.
That is fair. Yeah.
No shot. The most surprising wide receiver one is Josh. You get to say it. You're 3 years late, but here he is. Take
The
it away.
process was 1,000% correct. In a year where apparently both Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton were awesome and they just needed changes of scenery. Well, I guess Jeudy needed a change of scenery. Cortland Sutton is your surprise wide receiver 1 of the year.
It happened. You just needed to
That
get
was
Russell Wilson
incredible.
out of there. That's all you needed.
You just needed a rookie quarterback that nobody thought was all that good until we saw him play in the NFL. And then we realized, oh, wait a minute. He actually is all that good.
Actually, not bad.
He's fantastic.
All right. The most surprising running back 1, Chase Brown. Get Zach Moss out of there. Dude's a stud.
He was not just an RB1. He was like the RB4 or 5 pretty much once he took the reins.
Yeah.
I don't know what he ended up in terms of the counting stats, but I feel like once he took hold of the job, like week 6, week 7, whenever it was, he was just dominant.
As a full-time starter, he was legit. He looks a lot. Landon likes to say this to me, and it kind of makes sense. He reminds me a lot of Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
Give me some Austin Eckler.
I think he's more
vibes for sure.
explosive, but yeah.
He finished as the RB 10 in PPR.
Good on him.
That's way better than I even thought he was. All right,
Good on him, man.
the 1,000-yard stare. If you know the NFL, you know who this is. This is Mike Evans.
Oh,
How many years did we say that he has gotten 1,000 yards in the last catch of the year?
I don't know how many he's gotten it on the last catch of the year, but he has gotten like 1,003, 1,004, 1,000. It's like 5 years where he has been like razor thin margins in terms of getting 1,000 yards. He never has 1,400, 1,500 yard seasons, but he will give you 1,020 yards every single year.
Yep. And the double agent, who is the player who betrayed you the most during the season, during the playoffs, I said I would get to him again. It's Terry McLaurin. Man was a spy.
Yeah.
Man was a plant.
He did just enough that I could get something for him by trading him, and then he said, okay, I've been traded. I'm going to suck now.
1 catch
Yeah.
for 5 yards?
It's not good.
I
Not
don't even
good
know
at
if I
all.
can continue this show. I don't even know if I can keep going.
We don't even need to talk about all the reasons why it didn't happen for you this year and why Terry McLaurin was at the top of the list.
Yeah, I don't want to point fingers, but it was absolutely Terry McLaurin's fault.
No, he
100%.
he submarined.
Every time. Whatever. All right. The History Repeats Itself award has to go to Michael Vick and Michael Penix. Atlanta has a history of drafting left-handed quarterbacks with the first name Michael, whose last name is 1 letter away from male genitalia.
I'll be honest. I thought this was some sort of breaking news about what Michael Penix does in his free time. And I was like, oh no, did y'all get another one?
We don't
Really
know.
good, but questionable
Penix has
decision
to-
making.
That's a few years down the road. Penix has got to have a couple great seasons, and then it's going to happen.
Oh man,
It's going to happen.
I didn't know what the similarities were beyond Michael Vick was really good until he wasn't.
Left-handed, first name Michael, last name's 1 letter away.
All right. Well, in that sense,
That's
you
the
did it.
similarity.
You did it again.
Every time, dude. It's crazy. All right. The Phillip Rivers Population Crisis Trailblazer Award
Oh my God.
easily goes to Tyreek Hill. I
Tyreek
think
Hill
he caught
took-
and passed Phillip Rivers in a year.
He took the Lord's command to repopulate the earth incredibly seriously.
Tyreek, we don't have room, dude. We don't have room.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Him and Elon Musk right now they're on a collision course.
I think he passed
to win this
Elon.
award. Did he really? How many kids
He
does
caught-
he have now?
He had like 10 this past year.
That is crazy work. My God.
Good on you, Tyreek. Yeah, oof. All right. The last award. I'm sure you can imagine who this is focused around.
Yeah.
This is a time-honored award. Been passed around for generations, some would say. The Peyton Walter NFL Man of the Year, also known as the number one woman respecter of the year. And that time-honored classic award will be bestowed, passed down through generations, from Kareem Hunt to
Oh no.
Deshaun Watson, and now it will be bestowed upon Justin Tucker.
Oh. He should have
There's names
learned.
like Ray Rice are in this name.
Oh. You got to stay away from the massage parlors, man.
What are we doing, brother?
Good grief. I saw that there's more allegations that have come out to this
He's
morning.
up to 17.
Today.
He's up to 17.
17.
I could believe
I know
that
it's
15 were lying, but not all of them were lying.
I know it's innocent until proven guilty, but goodness gracious.
Now he's got a ways to go to catch Deshaun. I think Deshaun was in the 40s.
Oh my God. I forgot how bad that was.
That's a lot of women.
Deshaun. Oh.
Justin, you got some ground to make up, but I believe in you, dude. You can get there.
Oh.
I believe in you.
Oh,
The
no.
Peyton Walter NFL Man of the Year. The most prestigious award we can bestow on anyone. Got to go to you. Josh Gordon.
Ladies and
a
gentlemen.
name that has received this award. Bet you
Yeah.
weren't expecting Josh Gordon today, were you?
No, I wasn't. I was not thinking
weren't
about
expecting Josh
2012
Gordon.
Cleveland Browns lore.
That's a good one. It's a good one. Believe it or not, all of these guys spent some time in the AFC North. Ben Roethlisberger has received this award.
There's something in the water up there.
You got Josh Gordon. Kareem Hunt was there. Ray Rice played for the Ravens, was with the Ravens when he decleated a woman in an elevator. Took her out of her shoes. Antonio
Oh,
Brown
geez.
has received this award before.
Yeah.
Something's
no.
wrong. Something's bad wrong up in the AFC North.
Martavis
Martavis
Bryant.
Bryant. So, believe it or not, the
Oh.
only team I think is safe right now is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, they're dodging
They-
bullets left and
They
right.
haven't that I know. They're not winning the division, but they're not going to federal prison either. So congratulations, guys.
Staying out of state pen, but you can't win a darn thing.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
All right, that's all I
Ladies
had.
and gentlemen, the awards. A round of applause for the 2024 Scramble Drill Fantasy Awards. These are great.
Shout out to Landon Davis for putting in the work, putting in the time, coming up
Yeah.
with a lot of these.
Yeah, these are fantastic.
Landon Hewell, I'm sorry, not Landon Davis. Landon Davis had nothing to do with this. Give him zero credit.
He was going to show up and just smile and laugh.
He was gonna laugh. That's all his plan was for this episode.
Oh,
That's all I
man.
got.
I love
Anything
it.
else you
This
want to
is
add,
great.
Josh?
Oh, I have nothing. I showed up and I smiled and I laughed and I feel like I carried my weight.
Did you?
No.
Like Joe Bennett in The Office?
Yeah.
Like you want to go home? You feel like you've done an honest day's work? Go home.
Yeah. Guys, I have done an honest day's work and now I can go home.
What you can say is now Josh and I have matching microphones. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I know he's been itching at that.
I did acquire the RE20. Now we should sound exactly the same at this point.
Look, if we're not the best sounding podcast in the fantasy space, I don't know who is.
No, I don't know.
It's got to be. We've put way too much money into these microphones, and for disappointment.
Black hole. Never getting that one back, but it's great. No. Absolutely worth it.
No. All right. On that, we will end this. If you enjoyed it, leave us a like, leave us a review, leave us a comment. We will see you guys as Dynasty season begins to kick off.
Have a good one, everybody.